Hello everyone, my name is Fox. This is World of Warcraft running on the GPD Pocket 2. This is again the default TDP that the Pocket 2 runs at, which is 4.5 watt, and it is running amazingly well. I haven't played World of Warcraft in a long time, but apparently they've moved the backend renderer to DirectX 12, which is obviously showing as a huge improvement for us because this is pretty sick for what we're running. This is the default settings that it just chose for me, which I think are pretty good. Like as in terms of like auto settings for them to just kind of apply them for me. This is reasonably well done, Blizzard. So let's go ahead and we'll kind of zoom out just to see how that looks. Kind of handles things pretty nice. Now, obviously, the benefit of having the Pocket is being able to, just type something in, hello, really easily. And then having, moving around with WASD keys and using the spacebar feels really natural, feels really good. So for people that are World of Warcraft fans and want a small device to play on, this is usable, although I would recommend at least getting a mouse of some sort, because using this to kind of mouse around, it's going to be a little bit painful. And one thing I do have here, you can kind of see it, like I can fit my pinky under here. I have a thing that is propping this device up just so that the air inlet takes in more air for cooling off the device easier and also giving us better frame rate. Something that I recommend that everyone does with a lot of GPD devices, even the Win 2. It's one feature that I wish that newer GPD devices have is like a kickstand of sorts, something that would be built into a keyboard. In any event, let's go ahead and try to lower some settings. So, not this. Whoopsie doodle. Alrighty, so this is default settings of what it had me at. It put me at 61%, so we're near 7, or actually it's 733p, which is really good. Let's go ahead and lower this down, so 400p. And let's do graphics quality to 1 and see what happens. 50 FPS. Let's see how it looks though. It doesn't really look all that worse. Oh yeah, look how smooth that is though. Goodness. This is 4.5 watts. So now I have the screen at maximum brightness right now, with the RAM at 4 gigahertz, 4 gigabytes of system RAM. Now with 4 gigabytes of system RAM, it will use less power. So it'll be the difference between 8 total watts versus maybe 9 or 10 full total watts. It would equal about 10 to 20 minutes depending on full charge. Not tremendously worse. I would still recommend everyone get the 8 gigabyte version, and the sales indicate that most people are choosing that anyway. I mean, look at that, 60 FPS. Let's go ahead and try to fly somewhere that'll kind of change settings. Yes, whatever. Can I... Where am I? Undercity? Do I have enough money for any of this? I shall go to Undercity. We'll see how this handles. Well, it looks like as things are kind of loading in, things get a little, just a small bit jerky. It's kind of like just a brief hitch for it to kind of catch up. Though, actually, we're doing pretty good. Let's hope that this is a crowded city, because being in a crowded place and drawing a lot of things on the screen is gonna kind of indicate what we should expect. I'll also see if I can't load into like Agramar or whatever. I think I have an orc character that is hopefully in that area. It'll be easier. Can I just like M from map? Can I? Where am I? Oh, Christmas. Let me go ahead and pause this, and we'll see if we can't just get straight to the good stuff. Alrighty, so we've made it to Undercity. We can kind of see that there's not a whole bunch of people here. Who's this dude? War Chief's Herald. You have to actually kind of zoom in a bunch to be able to see that better. But even though it's that resolution scale kind of makes things hard to read as it gets further away, kind of is quite legible there. So we're still... Apologies, I had to clear my throat real quick. We're still running at a pretty decent frame rate, not having any hitches. The only hitches that actually really result are when the CPU package power is trying to regulate itself. The game is trying to pull more than it can from the chip, but the chip kind of throttles down and says, no, you will only take 4.5 watts. Alright, so we're here. Let's go ahead and see if I can't go ahead and load up Orgrimmar, the Orc City. Hopefully I have a character that's already over there, and I won't have to do much. So let's go ahead and jump straight into that. So it wasn't quite there. I actually had a tune that was just sitting in Durator. So I'm now go ahead and hoofing it over to Orc main city. So it's going to take me just a few minutes while I go ahead and do this. Alright, here we go. Got a bunch of people now. Let's go ahead and zoom out just to see how bad things get. Whoop, that kind of just plopped in. Should also try to mess around and see how bad things can get, but it's already getting pretty hairy. Starting to fluctuate a whole bunch. Let's go ahead and see where this auction house takes us. Alright. Let's see how bad things can get. Ugh. Ugh. Alright, it's holding together. Not too bad. This is serviceable. Like, I mean, the only thing you're going to be doing here, but I guess this is a good indicator. I don't think you're going to be doing raids on this thing. I think it would be a little bit of a problem. But it's, you know, 30 frames a second ain't too bad. Let's go ahead and see what happens when we go ahead and up the stuffs. Let's do this to 4. Go ahead and click apply. See what that crushes us down to. Okay, well, we're inside here, so that's not going to change. But oof, you're already feeling it now. Okay, still not too bad. Ooh. Ugh. What is this thing? Is that just a dude? There's one crazy... What's going on there? You need to be closer to interact with that target. This is just like a... Oh, that's curious. It's like a transportable thing, but is that a... I have zero idea what's going on here. So many things that have changed in this game. Even at 4, we're kind of still hanging in there. It's actually pretty impressive. Let's go ahead and change the resolution scale and really tip the scales. Okay, this is what it tried saying that we could do by default. Okay, now we're at 18 FPS. Still not too bad for 4.5 watt. This is it's pretty good. Yeah, it's actually not bad. Hello. Yeah. So even at slightly higher settings, it's actually fine. Especially if you're just gonna do some towny type of stuff. Not too shabby. Pretty impressive that this is 4.5 watt. Blizzard really outdone themselves with I guess, you know, there's a lot of people that play this game and have really low end machines that are playing it. So it is it behooves them to really optimize their game as much as they can, because there's a lot of stuff going on and it looks pretty good, and we're only running at 4.5 watts, so this is a really low end machine. It's pretty impressive. DirectX 12 is a huge benefit here, no doubt. So yeah, that's it. This is World of Warcraft running on the GPD Pocket 2. Thank you so much for watching.